What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the new Hulu original movie, Pizza Movie, which sounds like exactly what it says. It's a movie about pizza. Kinda, sorta. This movie gets into some crazy territory. This is definitely one of the most absurd comedies that I've seen in quite some time. I didn't really know what to expect from it based on the trailer. I thought it looked pretty funny, but I can pleasantly say that I had a good time with this movie. And a lot of it is thanks to the two leads in the movie. You got Sean Giambrone, who you probably remember as Adam Goldberg on the TV show The Goldbergs, and you have Gaten Matarazzo, who played Dustin on Stranger Things. They play two college kids named Montgomery and Jack, and they're kind of nerdy guys. They get picked on a lot. Jack, for some secret reason, everybody hates him so much because of something that he did to the football team. That might get revealed later on in the movie, but in the earlier part, you don't really know exactly what he did, but everybody hates him and beats the shit out of him for whatever he did to this football team. To kind of relax for one night, these guys are, just going to try to take it easy and not get into too much. They end up finding these basically edible drugs that kind of fall into their lap. Little do they know that they are really powerful drugs that are going to pretty much mess up their entire night. They watch a video online to find out that somebody that used to actually live in their dorm made these drugs, and these drugs are going to set off 6 different phases that they're going to go through throughout the night, and it's going to make their life a living hell unless they eat some pizza. Pizza is going to be what's going to help them get not as high as what they are and not get to the 6th stage, which I won't spoil anything, but is a crazy stage that they don't want to experience. So as you can tell by that description, yeah, this movie is kind of over the top and ridiculous, but it works more than it doesn't. It does get into that territory of being just completely over the top, completely ridiculous, but it's genuinely funny. This is one of the funniest movies I've seen in probably the last year or so, and I think a lot of it has to do with the chemistry between the two leads. I think these two guys actually fit really well as being like a comedy duo. They have similarities, especially from the TV shows that they came from, where I could see them actually kind of being friends in real life. And the way they work together, along with Lulu Wilson, who plays another character that kind of comes in and out for a period of time in the movie and then eventually joins the boys on their struggle throughout the night to get this pizza. She adds kind of another dynamic to everything. And the three of them together work really well. And I think a lot of the movie falls onto the backs of these actors, and I think they do a really good job in the movie, and they definitely lift it up higher than what it could be. There are a few things that don't really work here quite as much as others. Not every joke is going to land, obviously. But like I said, this movie is genuinely funny. However, there are certain points in the movie where things kind of, take a downswing. There's a whole subplot with this RA group, resident advisors, who you would probably know if you ever went to college. There's this leader guy that has this whole group of RAs, and they're trying to put a stop to anybody that's trying to get high or do anything crazy throughout the night. And that thing takes up way too much time out of this movie. Early on, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a deal, but then by the third act, it becomes a huge plot point to the point where it kind of ruins the third act. Unfortunately, the third act doesn't work quite as well as the first two, so it does kind of lose steam by the end of the movie. But those first 2 acts definitely keep it afloat and make things funny. The jokes definitely don't land as much in that third act, which is a shame because those first 2 acts are really, really solid and so over the top and crazy that you can't help but love it. And really, outside of that, there's not a whole lot here to dislike. It is one of those movies that, you could kind of just throw on in the background, watch it, laugh at some jokes, and just have a pretty good time. This is nothing that's going to, encapsulate you and make you feel a certain way or anything like that. It's just a movie to be funny. And that's perfectly fine. It's not going to win any awards or anything like that. It's just a pretty good time sitting back watching a movie. And like I said, because of the leads here, I think it actually gets lifted above what it could have been. This definitely could have been a lot worse in the wrong hands, but I think everybody here is actually doing a pretty solid job, and they make a funny movie overall. So if I had to give this a rating, I would say Pizza Movie I would give it about a B minus. It's just above being, just like your average comedy because of how funny it actually is. But the storyline, it's pretty thin. And granted, I do like the concept of just two guys getting high and then having to figure out how they're going to get their food that is being delivered to their dorm room. That's a pretty funny concept to me. But, there could have been a little bit more here outside of all the RA stuff because that whole thing is ridiculous. There's also a subplot with one of the guys who keeps going back to a girl that he might like, and it just feels like we keep running into the same stuff there. There's some other characters that don't really add a whole lot to the plot. They're just there to be bullies, and they keep telling the same joke over and over with those characters, and it's like, we get it. Can we move on from here? So a little bit of repetitiveness, from time to time, but overall, I think it's still a pretty funny watch, and I definitely recommend you guys check it out if you get the opportunity to. That's about it from me, guys. If you have had the opportunity to watch Pizza Movie, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more reviews, rankings, all kinds of good stuff. I'll leave all my links down below on where you can follow me and check out more of my reviews. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.